Hello everyone, Joshua here from Believe High Fidelity. By popular request, I am going to give you a walkthrough of my hi-fi system. So here we have the Charles Kermis restoration system. He doesn't like it being called a cleaning system. Few goodies, few cartridges. Best record cleaner on the market in my opinion and experience, using quite a few. Little refreshment section there. This is the source rack. Look at that. So on the top left, we got the Pink Fawn Dual Ultra system. So this comprises of a Pink Fawn Ultra on the bottom and a Pink Fawn Ultra on the top. And they are server and endpoint, Ethernet connected on the back with the Pink Fawn Ultra card. The latest card that has just come out. Fantastic card. The unit runs something called Euphony. So Euphony is their software. It's more like a loading page, and you get to choose between stylus and rune. So soup du jour, whichever is your poison. About a 60-pound unit, very well machined, best digital we've heard, so we use two of them because that is what we do. Another source here, we got the Torqueo Audio T34 Exclusive Titanium Edition. This is an idler drive turntable, and it's got that nice kind of snakeskin or brick finish to it, all hand built in Italy. You got that little knob that allows you to rotate it left, lock it in place for 33, and likewise for 45. You got the Origin Live Renown Tonearm. So this is recently released. It is a 12-inch arm, and it's more of a ultimate expression of their previous Tonearm, so it's not different looking. It just has better techniques, better material, kind of done to the max, if you will. And if I can get this guy into focus, there we go. No. This is the Top Wing Red Sparrow. You've probably seen this a few times before. You'll see it on all three of the turntables. So we like this cartridge a lot. And I got the Transrotor Tourbillon, all in acrylic and chrome. Beautiful piece. It has the matching stand to go with it, with this little on-off shift knob, which I like. And then you just turn your speed here, and the magic ensues. So from the Torqueo, that's an idler drive. This is a magnetic couple drive, or decoupled, depending on what you want to call it. And then lastly, we have another Torqueo, but this is actually a one-off piece. They only made 3 or 4 of these. And this is the P10 by Pioneer that has been completely refinished. New feet, new plinth finish, and this is a direct drive system. So it's their exclusive, and they just kind of modernized it, gave it a cogless motor to improve the drive system. Has the original arm, which is, you know, it's okay. And another top wing. So as far as the other source components, which are kind of really not in use, I got the CEC TLO CD player. That's the power supply for the Torqueo. And then here we got the esoteric, the special K01 or K10 edition with the little polished finish on the surface. And that's all on an Adona rack. This is a custom rack that one of my friends, Luther, had turned me on to, and then I had Josh from JW Acoustics get me some panels to go underneath everything. So you'll see in the stack, we have at the top the Talos. This is all limited edition equipment, which means it's 2 chassis and tube rectification. So you have on the left side the power section for the unit, all tube powered. And then on the right you have the control unit, which you can see has 8 E280F tubes and 2 inverted triode tubes. And that runs the phono section. Then you got the left power supply for the Cassandra LE DAC and the right control unit. And then you have the left power section for the Ampera LE and the right control unit. So all Aries Cerat limited edition, all state-of-the-art, their previous flagship, not to be confused with the new Legend series or the Aeneus series, which is a completely different topology. But the split of the chassis just means you have all of the goodies and wonderfulness of improved power and the ability to have tube rectification in the LE versus the Signature. This bit of a rat's nest. This is all cabling by a combination of Vermouth Audio Vlad series, which is this nice kind of multicolored twisted strand for better noise rejection, cryogenically treated. Their reference series, as well as their Black Pearl series. And then we got the Pink Fawn LAN cable and Vermouth Audio USB cable. So now we got the room, big room. So this is a ACDA panels from Acoustic Fields. There's about 15 of them in here, if I'm not mistaken, 15, 16. And then you have a total of 9 on the ceiling. Sorry for the light. We also have for demo the Aries Cerat Aeneus series. Gemini, this is their top model in price, but not in performance. This actually is slightly less as good quality than the Quintessence, but it has more power, so you kind of get that trade-off. So if you need more power, which I do for the occasional system that comes in that is very, very power hungry, this will drive anything. 130 watts, Class A. It is a mixture of their triode FET, so you got solid state and tube in a single circuit. Massive amplifier. Very well finished. Very heavy. That's why it's still on rollers. So here we have the now discontinued Aries Cerat Symphonia limited edition Type S, or Aeneus is what it's called, I guess now. So this is the previous top of the line from the Contendo. It's the baby Contendo speaker system. So you can see that this main body, which is finished in a combination of birch and rosewood on the sides with a single full range driver. This is actually, the body is the bass horn. So this is where you get bass. It's got about a 3 to 3.5 meter folded internal, external crossover, and it likes big rooms or rooms that are well treated so that you can really, it's tied to the main system. So in order to get bass, you have to up the volume. And if you have a very live room, you're not going to get any bass, which I've had before. So this is your familiar 360-degree mid-range driver body system. So has a 4-inch titanium driver, that beautiful liquid finish. And of course, because it's 360-degree flared, that means that there is no diffraction, which is what you're going to get issues with on most common horns. And lastly, you get this RAL ribbon that is also horn loaded. So this is a full 3-way horn system. And that ribbon loading actually makes a big difference in terms of the body from the tweeter, if that's a thing, but it is a thing. So there is the external crossover for the Symphonia, which does have adjustments, but never use them. They just compromise, so just leave it at the 12 o'clock setting. And of course, you got these big daddies. This is my client's Achilles Legend series amplifiers. So you can see on the top, you have one chassis that has 2 output tubes. Everything is 813 for input and output. You have the middle section input stage, and then the bottom is the tube rectification stage. So every stage has its own chassis built to the hilt so that performance is maximized in only 65 watts. It's amazing that in spite of the dramatic size, it only produces 65 watts, but it is the best 65 watts I imagine that you will ever hear. And you can see that tube glow. You got a bias knob that allows you to just bias on the output, and then you have another bias knob. It's right there. You can see it right there. And that allows you to adjust the bias of the driver stage, and then you get another tube. And then on top, behind the output tubes, there's another set of tubes inside of the chassis. So it's quite a lot of tubes between all the source components, preamp, and amplifier. There's tubes galore. So not for the faint of heart if you want this kind of performance, but you don't want that tube maintenance. You got to do that gut check. This is the power block from Vermouth Audio, running the red velvet into these. And lastly here, let's go back. We have our little recording setup. These are Neumann U87s. So one on the bottom, one on the top. I'm only using one right now for this recording. And these are the most detailed microphone that we've tested. So we are using these to capture all of our audio signal. Just for the flexibility, I'm using the top wing white signal cable in XLR. And I'm going to go ahead and play a track for you as a little bonus. If you've stuck around this long, you can get an experience of what it sounds like. And then lastly, I forgot to mention, we also got a separate phono that I'm using from Black Swan, and then also the P20 from PS Audio. All right, folks. So I got some paneling behind the listening position, and you may hear a delay, but I'm going to go ahead and cut over. Oh, there's Boji. He wants to play. So anyway, I'm going to set this down here, and I'll cue up the track, and in just a moment you will hear sound. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy.